Hello, I'm Joshua Goldstein, and this is our school-wide implementation plan for Group 6. Our other group members are Alexa Nippa, Annette Woodard, and Nicole Vincent. Our school is the Ellison School, and now I'm going to play a video about the introduction. Ellison is a preschool that has 200 enrolled students. It is in an urban environment, and the ages of the students range from 3 to 5. There are 200 students, and of those, 150 are in special education and 50 are in regular education. There are 50 students that receive speech therapy, 25 students are nonverbal, with only 5 of those nonverbal students using picture exchange communication system. The other 20 students communicate by pointing or grunting and do not have any other form of communication. Ellison has 8 to 12 students in each class, with a teacher and 2 assistants. There are 20 classrooms in the school. Other staff includes 2 full-time speech therapists, an occupational therapist, a physical therapist, a principal, a BCBA, and 4 to 6 daily parent volunteers. There are some issues that need to be addressed in the school. One of them is a communication message for the 20 nonverbal students. There are also behavioral issues during playtime. Many of the students are not sharing toys well, and this is happening in all the classrooms. This includes fights and tantrums over the toy. So our interventions that we're going to be using are going to use a PECS implementation for the 20 nonverbal students. We're going to do this as a tier 3, and then we're going to also do a delayed gratification to be used to teach waiting, and that's going to be a tier 2 implementation. Alexa will now talk about the research for our interventions.
PECS is a picture exchange communication system that was developed by Frost and Bondi and published in 1994. It was originally developed for children, but it is now used with individuals of many ages. There's no restrictions on age of someone who could use this system. Although it's popular for use with individuals with autism, PECS is appropriate for many populations with limited speech, including those with and without cognitive impairments. PECS follows developmental and behavioral principles. While we don't need to know the ins and outs of these principles, they do lead to several advantages of PECS over other systems that attempt to teach functional communication. The first is that it does not require the development of extensive prerequisite skills, such as sitting and looking at the teacher. The second would be that phase 1 can be started as early as 12 months. PECS is acquired quickly. Other systems can take 3, 4, 5, 6 months. PECS does not promote prompt dependency. That would be the reliance on the teacher modeling the command, modeling the word, etc. Does not require complex or precise motor skills to manipulate the materials. And it promotes spontaneity in language and communication. Research has shown that many children who start using the PECS system develop expressive speech capabilities. Research has also shown that PECS training is associated with a decrease in problem behaviors such as tantrums, disruptions, and out-of-seat behaviors. This finding is particularly relevant to our problem at Ellison Preschool, and one of the main reasons we decided to choose PECS as an intervention. As for our second procedure, the delayed gratification, this is sometimes also referred to as a wait procedure in the research. Studies have shown that using a variety of delay cues reduces challenging behavior of children who are attempting to get items and escape from demands. There are a variety of auditory and visual stimuli that has been shown to be effective in signaling the individual to wait appropriately. These include the time timer, which is a particular brand of timer, a generic timer, an auditory countdown of the seconds until they're able to access the item or escape from demand, the auditory cue to wait, and a simple picture that signals the individual that they need to wait.
Nicole's now going to talk about the delayed gratification and some examples and descriptions.
First, the student will have the preferred item. They will play with it for 10 seconds, and then the instructor will say, "My turn," and show the wait card in front of the student. From there, the timer will be set for 30 seconds, and the instructor will engage with the item for 30 seconds while also counting down 30, 29, 28, etc., all the way to 0. And from there, the instructor will say, "Your turn," and give the preferred item back to the student.
And these are the materials that can be used. Nicole's now going to demonstrate the delayed gratification.
My turn. Wait. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your turn. Good waiting.
Annette's now going to talk about implementing PECS.
To begin implementing PECS, the first step is going to be gathering material and the environmental arrangement. So the gathering of material is going to consist of the PECS binder. This is going to have the pictures, specifically the pictures that were the specific reinforcers for the child, which would be done in the preference assessment. And also you're going to arrange the environment to be restrictive for the student. You're going to have one specific reinforcer in view of the student, but out of reach. And that same picture of that reinforcer is going to be the only picture on the binder, on the PECS binder. You're also going to need two people, one your communication partner and your second person, your helper. The fourth step will take place as the student reaches toward the desired item. The helper will intercept the reach and redirect the learner to pick up the picture by providing a physical hand-over-hand prompt. Step 5 will consist of the helper redirecting the student's hand with the picture to place the picture in the open hand of the communication partner. Next, the communication partner will immediately hand the desired item to the student and name the item. Once the exchange steps are established, the helper fades physical assistant as soon as possible. And the final step is after the helper has fully faded their prompts, the communicated partner fades the open hand.
Guy's asking for a ball.
For both the PECS and the delayed gratification procedure, it is imperative that the staff, volunteers, and parents Use preferred materials and activities. If the materials being used are not highly preferred, these interventions are unlikely to be successful at decreasing the tantrum and problem behavior. Additionally, once the skills have been mastered in the small group or individual setting with the adult, they should be moved to a peer-to-peer exchange. Also, it is important that these skills be practiced outside of the small group or individual sessions. They should be practiced at home and in the community, in different settings, and with different people.
And these are our references.